Welcome back to another week's amiRelocating show. We're back in Glasgow this week after another week at Angela in Kuwait. So you've got myself, Blair Stevenson, the digital media executive here at AMI, and we have my colleague for today, Brian.
Hi guys, how are we doing? I'm the director of AMI UK, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us, Blair.
No problem at all. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, very well. Sun's shining, so that's it.
Sun shining in Glasgow is a special day. And it's the first day of autumn as well, because yesterday was the last day of summer, first day of autumn, and it's probably the hottest day we've had in a while.
It's probably the best weather we've had for a good while, so long may it continue.
Yes, definitely. So today we're talking about our Scottish cousin, we're talking about Edinburgh. Now, you and I have a slightly differing opinion on Edinburgh, because it's one of my favourite cities in the world. I think it's beautiful, I love the Gothic architecture, but you actually prefer Glasgow, don't you?
Yeah, very much a kind of, probably a home bird if you like. I don't know, just it's personal opinion, and I think that I feel it's a more warmer welcome when you're in Glasgow, so I don't know, maybe I'm just biased that way.
I think you're biased.
Yeah.
I think you get our chance.
No, definitely. Hopefully as we go through today that I'll see a good few facts and things that I've
be able to appreciate.
Yeah, definitely.
The city a little bit more.
Definitely.
So it's a big city. It's host to 500,000 people, 460,000 to be pedantic about it, and it's got more listed buildings than any other city in the world, which is pretty incredible. And when you walk through the city, I think you can definitely see why they want to protect so many of their buildings as well, because the architecture is stunning, and there's so many tourists that you meet that come through Scotland, and they tell people, oh, you need to see Edinburgh, you need to see Edinburgh, and people say, why? And it's like, you just need to see it. And I think the buildings definitely are a large part of that. It's the 7th most popular city in terms of tourists in the UK.
That's not surprising.
Especially considering when you take into account the Edinburgh Festival, which we'll come on to discuss with a little bit more. Have you been to Edinburgh Festival? I
have, yeah. Probably about, it was a good few years ago now. And it was just by chance. It wasn't actually.
Oh really?
For it, yeah. But I must admit the atmosphere was incredible. Can't take that away from, without a doubt. It's something that we don't really have here in Glasgow.
No, I think they've tried to replicate it a few times, and it's never quite reached the same levels. But before we get into more kind of facts and figures, as with just talking about relocation, we also like to enjoy some of their. So what have you got for us today?
Well, today, hopefully you can see this, is the Krabby's alcoholic ginger beer, which was something that was new to me a couple of years ago, mind you, but it's pretty popular now, and obviously that's been brewed in Edinburgh, so I think this is probably one of the reasons I signed up to do today's show, because I've got a taste of this. So we've got the Krabby's there, and we've also got what normally happens around about New Year and Christmas, I think, is people's cupboards are full of shortbread, which is obviously a kind of Scottish tradition to do that around about New Year when you're first footing and things like that. So I thought I'd bring some of that along, and I think it proves there is some good products that come out of Edinburgh. You can't argue with that, definitely not.
Definitely. So when you arrive in Edinburgh for the first time, if you arrive at Waverley Station, you come off to Princes Street.
Yep.
And Princes Street is one of the kind of main shopping streets in Edinburgh. And the thing that strikes me always is that there's traffic, but it appears like a main road, but the traffic doesn't kind of equal towards a main road, not one that you would see in Glasgow anyway. And the reason for that, I think, is that because Edinburgh, the city, is kind of owned by the pedestrians and the cyclists. I think that.
I think it's a bit similar to maybe London that way as well, where there's a lot of congestion that can be caused, and I think just for easiness, I think it's just to walk or take a bike. That's the way it goes. You see a lot of people with suits and their trainers on go to work on bikes and things, and it's good for the environment.
I've seen you in the morning with your trainers and
I try to avoid that, definitely. I try to go around the back roads, but that isn't caught on as well in Glasgow as what it is in Edinburgh.
I think that the kind of the city centre of Edinburgh is kind of impenetrable sometimes with traffic because they've got Princess Street and Waverley Station and the castle as well. It is it's like a massive core of built up traffic of people and tourists and people heading to work, and it can be quite difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
And certainly any time I go to Edinburgh, I always take the train and walk. I never drive into the city centre.
I think that's the same as myself whenever I've been to Edinburgh. It's always getting the train from Glasgow straight through, and it's just find your way about.
Yeah.
The sat nav and walking, it's easier.
It's finding your way about. It's one of the most exciting things about the city as well, because it's walking through Edinburgh that you begin to kind of discover some of the hidden treasures that aren't. And we're back. Through walking through Edinburgh, you begin to discover some of the hidden treasures that you wouldn't find on a map, because some of the kind of the city, the old town of Edinburgh is kind of hidden under it. There's remnants of what used to be tunnels and caves and all sorts that now are just everyday walkways that we would take for granted. But if you're seeing the city for the first time, it can actually give off a kind of spooky character.
There is, yeah. I mean, you see a lot of tourists that does attract a lot of tourists. You know? As soon as you mention Edinburgh, it's like, oh yeah, let's go to sort of spooky tours and things like that. So you're totally right. It's something that, as much as I prefer Glasgow, it has a uniqueness to it that you wouldn't really get in Glasgow, and you can see exactly why tourists are attracted to that. To go to these. Like spooky chambers and things like that as well. So the spooky chambers of the South Bridge. That's obviously one of the major attractions of the city, but it's not all just spooky chambers and kind of Gothic architecture. Edinburgh also has more bars and restaurants per capita than any other city in the UK, and that's why I'm surprised you don't like it. I was going to say that's one of the most interesting facts on this, that every day's a school day, because I didn't know that at all. But don't get me wrong, I have experienced a good few of the bars and things, and I think it is it's a sort of unique atmosphere because there's different cultures and different people there. So there's always someone asking about, in an American accent, what's your favourite drink here and what can I try and all this, you know. So there is that, and I don't know if maybe because people have had a tickle that it's more welcoming in the bars than other places, but that's certainly something I didn't know. So I think I'll need to try out more bars and restaurants. I think so. I think you definitely need to give that a go. Plus, I suppose having so many bars, it doesn't necessarily reflect on the prices. I'm not sure what prices are like in comparison to Glasgow either. No, I wouldn't say it's nothing. There's not a major difference? No, I would say it's on par. You might be talking an extra 20, 30 pence, but I mean, what's that when you're buying a round, you know, that's just the way it goes. But it's nothing like, I mean, you have that kind of unique atmosphere in bars and restaurants in Edinburgh, the same as what you do in London, only you're paying probably Glasgow prices. So I think that's probably the best way to look at it, and probably why I would like to go again. Experience some of that. I think so. I think you should go to one of those networking events we're talking about. I mean, whiskey is the kind of national Scottish drink, so you'd assume that would be the most popular drink through there. But actually, Edinburgh drinks more gin than any other British city, which I found really, really interesting. When I was doing the research for the show, I didn't know that at all. I knew gin, especially in Glasgow, has seen a kind of resurgence in the last kind of 5 years. We've seen gin bars popping up here, there, and everywhere. But I didn't realise that there was such a demand for it in Edinburgh. Are you a gin drinker? I'm not. No, and I think when you look at gin and you see obviously there's different mates and things like that. But as soon as you see gin, you see Beefeater, you're thinking, it's a London thing, you know, or is it something more down south? So again, that's something else that's interesting. I like slow gin. Slow gin's a bit different. That's nice. But Ashley's nodding her head. She's going, not bad. But if it was to be between gin and whiskey, I'd probably go whiskey. What's your tipple? Anything that will go down nicely, to be honest. A wee whiskey after a nice meal.
Closest to hand.
Yeah, a wee whiskey after a nice meal is always got the wee Glenfiddich or something.
Well, a wee whiskey after a nice meal is always good, and you definitely get a nice meal in Edinburgh, no doubt about it. You
had
get
a few, yeah.
there's I think 16 Michelin star restaurants in Edinburgh. Have you been
That's
to
impressive. No,
any of them?
no, I've not been to any of those.
Have you ever been to a Michelin star restaurant?
I don't think so, no.
No, I think I've been
Not
to
from
one.
memory.
It's not something I chase down.
Nah.
But I think I might. I didn't realise there was so many in Edinburgh. This is now going to be my new thing. We go through and tour them all.
Exactly. You might get some Facebook lives from them as well. Where
Yep.
you're there, definitely. But no, certainly didn't know that. So again, definitely going to try it out.
Yeah.
You're twisting my arm here. You're wanting me to go through at some point.
Sorry, I've remembered a fact wrong, so I apologise. There's 16 Michelin star restaurants in Scotland.
Ah.
So I apologise for leading you down the wrong path there, Brian. There's 16.
I'll still go.
We'll still go.
Yeah.
We'll still find them all.
We'll
still go them all. But 5 of those 16 are actually in Edinburgh. Yes. But there's also, if you're looking for the other end of the spectrum, there's also the Disco Chippy. If you would always want to
Never heard of that, no.
So Cafe Picante, I've never been, but I'm definitely going now because I didn't know anything about this. So when you go through to Edinburgh, after you've had your Michelin star meal and all of the gin that you could possibly handle,
and whiskey,
once you've had your tipple at the end of the night, you can, once all of the bars are closed, head over to Cafe Picante, which is also known as the Disco Chippy, and essentially it's a chip shop that has a DJ in it and is open to the wee hours of the morning, so you can party all night through in a chippy.
That's genius.
It's absolutely genius, isn't it?
As soon as you come out from a night out, you think to yourself, kebab, chippy's open, we'll go to that. But if you know that's got a DJ as well, you can go there and party away as well.
Yep.
That's genius. That is somebody who's come up with that needs
I know
a pat in the back for that, definitely.
I've got a feeling that is a business model which can travel quite well as
yes.
well. I think that would definitely make the jump down the M8 to Glasgow as well.
Yep, I would say so.
But the problem is I would end up in one of Edinburgh's 112 parks as well. It's one of the greenest places in the UK. It has 112 national parks.
Do you know what you're saying that? It's hard to take in.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're just used to the places I go is obviously when about the Edinburgh Castle and things like that as well, but it's it's hard to picture where they would be. Do you know what I mean? You're kind of looking about them.
We're talking about Edinburgh Castle, which is the most visited attraction in Scotland. It's one of the major draws to the country and to the city. But there's actually the park right in front of it.
That's exactly what you think straight away.
Yeah.
That green area there is what you would look at, but
yeah.
To try and think what
I can't
comprehend 112, did you say? Yeah?
112, yeah.
Nah, it's crazy, especially for a city.
Exactly.
I'm thinking that, but
exactly.
Yeah.
But the other thing I would definitely recommend that people do when they go to Edinburgh is go to Edinburgh Zoo.
Yes, I've been there probably about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And that's probably one journey I've done in the car.
Oh,
I think just because it's maybe the other end.
It's just outside the actual
Yeah.
main hub of the city, so it's actually quite easier to get to compared to right in the heart.
Yeah.
But I've not been for years. I mean,
last time I was there probably about 7 years ago.
with the pandas there?
No.
The pandas,
No, unfortunately not.
It's the I'm not sure how many of you know this, but Edinburgh Zoo is actually the only UK zoo that actually houses pandas, and it was actually the first zoo in the world to actually host penguins as well.
Mm.
And obviously Edinburgh has a great reputation for their penguins. Every day they do what's called the March of the Penguins, where the penguins march up and down around the zoo, and it's amazing. It's always guaranteed to put a smile on your face, I think, especially for kids. If you have kids, go to the March of the Penguins because it's a great sight to see.
Nah, something to see, definitely.
But some interesting facts about Edinburgh
Hit
now.
me with them, let's go. Let's do it.
Did you know it was built on a dormant volcano?
I did not know that, no.
No, I feel like that's something that I should have known. So if you guys did know this, comment below and be like, you guys are idiots, because that's like common knowledge. But I didn't know that. Actually, did you know that?
No.
No.
No idea.
Did you know that?
It's connected.
Okay.
Thank.
Edinburgh's built on a dormant volcano.
Oh, I wonder what you said. That's pretty cool.
Actually, I've read on Laurie's basically from Edinburgh, and she doesn't know that
Pretty
herself.
much.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
I didn't really spend my time exploring, apart from all those lovely bars.
Yes.
But yeah, another interesting fact for you is that Edinburgh was the first city to have its own fire brigade.
Ever?
Ever.
That's quite impressive. That's a good stat to have,
It's
isn't it?
a good stat to have. We invented the fire brigade.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it was probably because Edinburgh's got the nickname as the Old Reekie, and that it got that nickname through the fire and the coal that used to burn in the city. It used to rise up a kind of fog that used to hang over the city, and that's how it got the nickname Old Reekie. So with these kind of fires burning constantly, it probably makes people feel a little bit safe that there's somebody with a big tank of water standing nearby.
I think in general rules of health and safety, when you talk about a volcano, fire brigade is something that's probably pretty essential, to be honest. So
I don't know how much fire brigade would have helped in Pompeii.
I suppose. They're a lot better than me and you, I suppose.
Well, that's true. Yeah. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is the Edinburgh Festival. So that happens throughout the month of August every single year, and essentially doubles the amount of people in the city at the time. Like 500,000 people travel into the city every single August just to play a part in the festival or see something in the festival or work at the festival in some kind of offstage capacity. The amount of tourism is incredible, and going to the city in a May or June or whatever, and then going in the August, you can see the difference. It's thriving. It's something else, and it's regularly voted the best festival in the UK. And I can see why. Did you go this year?
I didn't go this year.
No.
It was a good few years ago. Kind of went through, as I say, it was just by accident that the festival was on. And as I said, the atmosphere, you could feel the difference. I'd been probably about 3-4 months before that, and it was a bit still bustling, but it was flatter than what it was there. I mean, there was street acts and just guys doing their thing, and a few famous faces there as well. So to have that 45 minutes from where we are just now is great, and everybody knows about it. Everybody always talks about the Edinburgh Festival, the performers, things like that. You hear it on the radio, even the sort of Glasgow-based radio stations have got someone that's performing there and things as well. So it's massive for their industries,
their economy through there, definitely. And I think it's so good at breaking new talent as well. All of the best stand-ups in the world now all talk about how they did their shows at the Free Fringe. So at the Edinburgh Fringe, there's kind of two.
It's a platform, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a platform. That's exactly right. Yeah, there's the kind of two different fringe going on. There's the Free Fringe where you don't pay anything to get in, and you go in and you see kind of acts that are trying to establish themselves, and that can be a rocky road. Sometimes you see a future superstar. Sometimes you see wee Davey that should not be on stage.
Crashes and burns.
It can be a mixed bag, but it's always worth a laugh anyway. I do the Free Fringe every year. I go through and see something in the Free Fringe. I like it a lot because if you are looking to do the kind of main attractions, it's not discounted prices. You pay what you would pay normally to see these guys, so it can skin you pretty quickly. If you're looking to pay the money to see the established acts all the time, because they're all there as well. They all do 2-week runs as well. But I think definitely give the Free Fringe a go as well. So it's a good laugh. But give yourself plenty of time to travel there, because getting a cab or the trains are so busy, and now the trams. We've not mentioned the trams yet.
I've not actually experienced that as yet.
Have you not? No. I get the tram down to Murrayfield when I go through for the rugby. But the trams are great as well, but everything is really busy, and just navigating yourself through the crowds can be quite difficult during the festival, so make sure you give yourself enough time to get across the city. If you're going to the other side of the city, that is.
A bit of pavement rage rather than road rage.
Pavement rage.
There is a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely. But as I was saying, you get the tram down to Murrayfield Stadium. Have you been to Murrayfield?
I have once. Yep, I have once. Only ever sort of rugby.
Yeah.
I'd watched. Not a massive rugby fan, but there was beer and it was a free ticket.
Can't really argue with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. and it was Scotland and Ireland. So great atmosphere, and it's an impressive stadium.
It is. It is. It's the home stadium of the Scottish international rugby team, and it also hosts the Edinburgh team, whose name escapes me just now. But when you get a full Murrayfield during an international match, it's an incredible experience.
Yes.
If you are travelling down to Edinburgh and you do want to catch the rugby, go, because it's definitely worth the ticket money. It's a great experience. But I suppose we can't mention Edinburgh and sport without mentioning their main two football teams as well, Hibs and Hearts. And since we're holding Crabbies, they are actually the sponsors of one of those teams. I think it's Hibs. They're the sponsors of Hibs.
Yep.
So have you been to any of the kind of Edinburgh Derby? Not quite the old firm, but it's been going for a hell of a long time. The Edinburgh Derby, since I think it's dated back to 1870, and it's a fierce rivalry, isn't it?
It is, definitely. I've obviously never experienced not supporting either of those teams. I've never experienced Hibs and Hearts, but I've experienced being at Easter Road and being at Tynecastle, and it's quite intimidating sometimes.
Where was that? Sorry, Tynecastle?
Yeah. Laurie's a Hearts fan, so we don't hold that against her, don't worry. But yeah, I mean, you can sense that it's a bit like the old firm and being in Glasgow and things, because they're passionate about their teams. It kind of oozes from the stands as well, and get some abuse now and again. But yeah, it's always a good trip to go there as well, and experience a bit of the sort of nightlife afterwards as well.
Yeah.
So no, definitely I'd recommend going to one of those games if you can.
Going to see either team. I think they're both very well supported and well successful teams. So definitely. So where are we going? That's my final question to you.
Well, I'm not too sure. I think we'll have a look at some networking events
I think so.
That maybe has to be like an overnight kind of thing, or a last train home sort of thing.
Pretty sure the Disco Chippy will have a Wednesday night networking event.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. But yeah, I mean, there is, just going by the experience as well from sort of previous jobs I've been in, a lot of the head office for these main financial hubs are actually registered in Edinburgh as well. So it's pretty good for your kind of corporate and business side of thing as well. And whenever I was going to training courses, it was always through to Edinburgh for the training course, even though they're based kind of Glasgow as well. So it's always that.
There's aspect to that, yeah, and we'll be covering that next week as well with the new format. We'll be talking about each city twice. The first week, which this one is, we're talking about the city in a kind of general, almost touristy way, and just talk
facts
about
and figures and
exactly.
get people interested in the city.
Interest into the city.
Yep.
Whereas the following week, which will be next week for us, we'll be talking about really much business in the city, doing business in the city, and potentially moving your business to the city. But that's for next week. And my final point to say to you today is, if you haven't heard about the Make It in Manhattan project that Glasgow Chamber of Commerce are doing, the deadline is tomorrow. So get on the website, have a look, and make sure that you put in your note of interest before then, because once the deadline's gone, it's gonna. And it is, if you're interested in doing business in the USA at all, it's an opportunity you can't miss out. So that's my final point to you. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.